This is one of the hardest deck I have piloted, and reason being, this scenario requires a lot of setup. You don't see this much on ladder because of the amount of work you have to put into this scenario, and it's a valid reason why people don't play this deck, because it's so hard to pilot it and they don't want to spend so much time setting up, because the payoff is insane for this scenario. So let's get into this deck. This is my treasure hunt deck, and the leader that we're gonna go is Hidden Cache. So what it does is it gives you 3 coins at the start of every round, I mean anytime you click it, and your hoard cards require 2 less coins to trigger, and hoard is the most important keyword in this deck. As you'll see the cards in the deck, but let's start with stratagem, which is Tiger's Eye. This is the stratagem I will ask you or suggest you to go with, because this is important for round 1 push if you're blue coin. The first card is In Search of Forgotten Treasures. Insanely nutty scenario if everything goes to plan, but the setup required for this is a lot. So what it does is when you play the card, you will spawn Gudrun Bjorn's daughter. She is the daughter of Bjorn Stormerson from Skellige, the pirate that clashes and can go back to hand and discard a card and clash again. I love Gwent and its lore. So you spawn her. What she does is she will infuse an enemy with, whenever you gain a coin, damage self by 1. So if there is like a big Mamuna who's like a 22 power, just example, and you input her infusion on it, so every time you get a coin, Mamuna will get damaged by 1. You can stack the infusion, and another scary fact is if you get 9 coin when the turn ends, Mamuna will take 9 damage. You see how good this card is, or the scenario is? But the setup is hard. So in chapter 1, every time you play a Tide Cloak, the chapter progresses. Chapter 1, hoard 8 at the end of the turn, gain enough coins to fill your pouch. That seems bad, right? Your pouch is 9 and you need 8 to trigger, and when you get 8 coins you get to fill the pouch. That's means 1 extra coin, which is bad. But there are cards in this deck that will make this hoard requirement to 2. But with your leader, hoard will default be 6. That's why we are going with the Hidden Cache leader. Chapter 2, when you play a Tide Cloak, this will damage the highest powered enemy unit by the number of coins in your pouch. No matter if it has immunity, resiliency, whatever, shield is an issue, but if there are any enemies with a high power, and if your coin is 9, like your pouch is 9, and you play a Tide Cloak, it will damage it by 9. Really good finishing chapter, but that's not it. Chapter 1 is an ongoing effect. Every time your hoard requirement is met, for example, if your hoard requirement for this chapter 1 is 2, it will instantly fill the pouch. And as you know, as a syndicate player, that is super awesome. The next card is Oniromancy, obviously for consistency. It's there in all the decks, so psh. Madame Marquis Serenity. I love this card, and we need to win round 1 or try to win round 1, and she is really important for that. That's why I said Tiger's Eye is the best stratagem. You need to play her and she gets 4 profit, so if you pay 4 more, she will summon Sly Seductress and Passiflora Peaches. I have only 1 Seductress in my deck, I just want to let you guys know already, but there are 2 Passiflora because she is a hoard card, and in this deck, because of the leader, her requirement is hoard 2. And this thing is scary too, because she is also a coin generating engine. Yes, and there are cards that will synergize with her. For example, Townsfolk. You play this and you play Madame Marquise. Whenever she gets a coin, Tide Cloak also gets boosted. So yeah. Next is Karate Heatwave. You need this card for control. No matter what There is ball deck going, there is scenarios running around all over the place. So yeah, and high tall cards, so you definitely need this. Azar Javed. So you need defender in this deck really bad. The reason being, you should protect your scenario and Gudrun. You really need to protect her. So you need defenders for it. Flinder's Crew. So this card is another nutty card. Very hard to you don't see this card played because it's a very specific niche deck to be added, and this card with the scenario is nuts. So what this card does is it'll spawn 3 base copies of itself based on each counter, and your counter is 3. The problem with this card is you need to set this up from round 1, meaning in round 2 also you need to play some cards to get enough coins to trigger her counter. So in round 1, she at Horde 9, her counter reduces to 2, from 3 to 2, and then to 1. So, but the problem is you need Horde 9. The leader will make it Horde 7, so you need to play some cards to get 7 coins in your pouch, and do not spend the 7 coin, just pass, end the turn with the 7 coin, so her first counter is removed. In round 2, you need to do the same, and in round 3 also you need to do the same. So you don't play her first in round 3, you have to make her counter gone. Then when you play her, there will be 4 of her on the board. And what the 4 of them do is reduces Horde requirement by 1 less coin. So imagine you play her with this. This thing, instead of Horde 8, will become Horde 2. Or 1. Actually, it'll become Horde 2. If I'm not mistaken, because most of the matches I've seen, it goes to Horde 2. So you see this thing, and then what happens is your chapter 1 will always trigger at the end of the turn. You will always have enough money to do whatever you want, or coins to do whatever you want. That's why this scenario is scary, and this card is the best card to go with it. Conjurer's Candle, you need to use this card to protect your Flinder's Crew, your Gudrun. If Madam is still there, you have to protect her too. You need to protect the scarabs so that they don't get damaged. So that's why. And next is Sol. So Sol is a Tide Cloak. This is exclusively a Tide Cloaks deck, and you need him maybe for round 1 push. So his Horde requirement is 2 less. So if he has Horde, it'll be Horde 1, Horde 4, and Horde 7. So he will boost by 3 if you have 7 coins, 2 if you have 4 coins, and 1 if you have 1 coin. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card. And Last Wish. So this is just for a goofy reason why I added this. I wanted more thinning in this deck so that I can get all the cards that I want, but it could backfire. It really could backfire, because once I played a game where I used Last Wish on round 1, and my scenario was shown and another card, and I had to take the other card, and I lost the game. So be careful when you're playing this. And the reason why I added this is like, oh, you're going in search of a forgotten treasure, and you know how there are booby traps and ghosts and spirits. So I was like, you know what, let's see, this is our last wish to find the treasure. So that's why I added this card. You guys can add any other cards that you want. I just like adding goofy cards in the deck to make it different. I'm not even going to pronounce his name. I can't read it. I'll just say Elidia. So this card has been reworked, and this is a really cool card. And what it does is at Horde 6, it will damage random enemy by 2. And if it's killed, you'll get 2 coins. In this, because of the leader, it'll be Horde 4. You can literally play this in round 1 and get the coins and keep this sticking and get value out of it. Pretty good card, and it's a Tide Cloak synergistic with your deck. Townsfolk. The reason being, you generate a lot of coins in this deck with Conjurer's Candle with Flinder's Crew if you have your scenario active, and also Madam Marquise gives coin. And if you play one of them with your scenario or two of them with your scenario, and when you get 9 coins every end of your turn, this will be plus, not 9, it'll go up to like plus 4 or 5 or 6 based on how much ever pouch is filled or how much ever empty your pouch is. It's a very good card. This is a very threatening engine. Maxi is for seeing where your cards are. The ideal situation is for playing Last Wish is you play Maxi and then you play Last Wish. Bloody Good Friends, I just added a 5p card. I just wanted to add something. You guys can add anything that you want. There's a lot of 5p card. I just wanted to add like a damagey card. That's why I've added this. I could have added Sly Seductress, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. I just went with this thing for a bit of control, kinda. Then, like I said, 1 Sly Seductress. Sewer Raiders, they are Horde 4 summon all copies, but in the because of the leader, he'll be Horde 2, and so you can literally play them if you have 2 coins, and it's a good thinner. Treasure Huntress, and now we come to the lady in my thumbnail. So you don't play this card ever in round 1 or round 2. What you do with this card is you just play her after you play the scenario, infuse your own cards or units with her ability, her fee ability, and what it says is at the end of the turn you get 1 coin. She is another coin generator that is gonna help your townsfolk, and she is pretty nutty, but it says Horde 9 infuse. So what the leader does it'll make it Horde 7, and what the Flinders crew does is make it even less. You can literally put a lot of infusion on your allied units and get infinite amount of coins every turn. Absolutely deadly card. I added 2 of them, and also she's a tight cloak. Yeah. Vial of Forbidden Knowledge, again, like Conjurer's Candle, just to protect some engines and boost them. Tax Collectors, because you are generating coins. This is a coin generating deck, so. Sea Jackal, I have 1 of them, I think, because if you don't have any other spenders, you need something to spend your coins on, so that's why I have added him. Also, he's a tight cloak. Passiflora Peaches, 2 of them, as I said before. This is for you, Madam Marquise, and you can just play her alone for a round 2 dry pass or something like that. Before, like, if you're 7 cards or 8 cards down. So yeah. So now let's get into the deck strategy. Oh my god, this whole explanation went really long because this deck is really hard. So what you do is win round 1 somehow. If you're not winning round 1, try to hope that your opponent doesn't bleed you, because this whole deck revolves around this scenario, and if you lose this scenario, then I don't think you will win. It's a very risky deck to play. And so I'll just give you strategy for round 3, because that's the most important round in this deck. What you do is, in the first, you'll see in one of the videos I actually made mistake by playing scenario on the melee row. Scenario, it's not melee, it's not row locked, but you always play it in range row. Reason being, Flinder's crew. She will spawn and fill the row, and what you do is, your scenario should be the last card on the board, means the extreme right card on the board. Reason being, Flinder's crew will trigger before the scenario. Every other cards will trigger before the scenario and Gudrun. The reason why I do that is because if you have townsfolk and if you have treasure hunters, you infuse cards before the scenario, right? And when you do that, you're guaranteed to get 9 coins at the end of every turn. That is the main setup of this thing. There is literally no other strategy with this deck. There's just a lot of setup. You have to set up so much since round 1. You have to work so hard for this deck to work. That's basically the strategy. play the scenario at the extreme right, but play every other card on the melee row and before it, and keep using treasure hunters infuse on your own allied units and keep those units alive that you have infused. And once you have done all that, use Gudrun. Where's she? Oh, yeah, she's hidden here. Use Gudrun to keep infusing your enemy units. So every time you get 9 coins, every time that opponent's unit gets damaged by 6, 7, whatever, and you can double infuse it, triple infuse it, just keep stacking, and you can literally board wipe them. That is a very dreamy scenario. It's not gonna happen, but trust me guys, you're gonna enjoy the video so much. And if you like the content that I'm creating and all the decks that I'm showing off, please like and subscribe. Follow me for more. This really helps me, and I really appreciate all your comments and everything. I know this explanation was a bit long. It's a complicated deck, so I hope you guys understand and enjoy the video, because I really enjoyed winning with this deck. See ya.
In this world, only 2 things are certain. Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard!
Hey! Consider this my tip.
Defeat them with hunger, crush them with thirst. Corporations are people too.
Bow before Nilfgaard's rightful empress. Oh God, you like a fish!
The Vermorlans detest intruders.
You and me, we ain't done yet.
Huh? control the city. When do you go more loiters with me?
No point in dawdling!
This ship is big enough.
Not as soon you can order me around.
My collection's pride. Never witnessed anything equal.
As a girl, I always dreamed of having dreams.
Demons to the skin. World the same.
Another month's coin gone in an instant.
short of luck just yet.
As a girl, I always dreamed of having drapes like these.
Why not walk away from this?
No, dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
I know very well why you're here.
Blood for foul blood!
Stench of beer. I knows it well.
Ah, longships are overrated. Marvels, they dazzle. Oh.
Another little thunderbolt. Charmin.
Loot! Loot!
Your skull will make a fine tanker.
word less.
Rena, we'll tend your ankle biter too.
Let's drink!